Today's episode, we're going to talk about our first sushi experience of 2026. And we're going to tell you the goods and the bads. We started out in one place and didn't stay very long and ended up in another. And thank goodness we did. Because if we hadn't, it might have been very, very bad. So, have a listen to the show. Check it out. And we'll tell you all about it. Well, we had another sushi experience that is worth talking about.
Finally.
Yeah. And it's been a long time. We mentioned before, we are sushi lovers. Sushi lovers. Sorry. Got a little kinky there. I think, as I mentioned before, my first experience with sushi was so long ago and it was so magnificent. And I just haven't, it's hard to kind of match it. And again, it's almost like that first hit of whatever you like. Sometimes it's the best and you just want to go back and back and back. And then when it's gone, you got to find another supplier, and we've just struggled here in San Diego. But last night I was just kind of looking. I said, I want sushi. That's it. I want sushi. I don't care. I mean, I'll go to some places that are, they're, as the children would say, it's mid. Okay.
It's mid.
And a lot of them are mid. Okay. And I don't, again, let's just identify so people can understand what it is we're thinking. I started going to a traditional Japanese style place, with the Japanese people running the place, and the sushi chef was from Osaka, and yada yada. And the food to me kind of was very simple. I don't mean simple in preparation, but I mean in the ingredients put forth. They just seem to maximize all the delicious umamis and the whatever they're getting. They maximize the flavor potential in every piece of fish, rice, sauce. It's minimum. It's not like they're putting tons of cheese and like nuts and dressings, and no, it's just really minimal ingredients with maximum output. So, and I don't like, the production of we used to go to this place called Mr. Sushi when we first came to San Diego, sometime about 1997, 98. And we were living up in La Costa at the time. And we'd stop off to Encinitas where they had this all-you-can-eat Mr. Sushi spot. And for all I know, it's still there.
I doubt it.
I'm just saying. I'm saying for all we know. But we went there and they had the volcano, which was all mayo, cooked mayo.
Hated it.
And, I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it. I thought it was kind of gross at the same time, but it wasn't awful. It was kind of interesting how they delivered it. It had all these little things on top that looked like they were moving. It was weird. It was a good thing, though. I mean, for its time. But it wasn't the origin of what I call sushi or sashimi, or, it didn't have that clean flavor, and that, you didn't feel satiated. It didn't feel exciting. It was just like a cooked dish. It was fine. So we used to go to Keizo, as we mentioned before, 1,000 times. We loved Keizo. Everything he did, he could do no wrong in our eyes. His service, the location, the quality of the fish, the thoughtful presentation. Just so many, many good things went into what they did there. And they have a new thing in there now, which is not the same at all. Not the same. Same location, different people, many locations. It's not the same. So we have been struggling for months and months. I don't think we've had sushi this year. Yeah, this year.
That's true.
It could have been. It could have been November, December of last year when we had sushi last, and that is a long time for us.
Yeah,
because
a month is a long time.
Because we need that silky smooth, delicious fish with ponzu or soy sauce and rice. And we need to get our sushi on. We need to drink some sake. We need to have a beer. We need to interact with the chef. And I'm going to bring that up now. I have been noticing more and more that I don't know if they're being directed or not, but the sushi chefs don't talk to the people who are at the bar. And this has happened now maybe 3 times that I'm aware of, where you go to a place and they either don't want to make eye contact with you. I thought it was personal. Right? For a minute. Like, well, I get it. I'm not the prettiest thing on the planet, but I mean, close, but not, not exactly. but then I see, just was no interaction. And when I remember going to sushi bars, it was extremely important to me to have an interaction and a relationship with the sushi chef. And most of all, it's because it's in life and in a restaurant. I don't know too many experiences where you can have an influence upon what you're about to eat. Okay. So when you go to a restaurant, like let's say you go to a steakhouse, you order a steak and you order ribs or you order mac salad, and then it comes to the table and that's it. You can't direct them on, well, you ask a question, the sushi chef, what's fresh? And they go, I don't know. What do you like? And then we go through the whole back and forth and they get to know you. And when you see them again, they go, hey, how about that again? You go, yeah, that sounds great. There is a relationship being built, and it's the only one that I'm aware of in food where you can just choose what you want on the fly. You usually have a sushi, you have a roll, you have a rainbow roll, or you have the whatever roll, or you have a spicy tuna roll. And then you go, and then you start having a conversation with your chef, and they say, well, what do you like about that? And the next thing you know, you're going, well, this or that. And they go, oh, and then they make something special for you because it's made on the details that you just gave. You like spicy, you like ginger, you like yellowtail, you like whatever it is. You can tell them what it is that you like, and then they can kind of tailor it to you, or they can emphasize that thing that you like. I don't know. There's nothing else in food where you can do that, to my knowledge, at least that I'm unaware of in where I live. Maybe in other parts of the world, it's just everywhere. You just can go to any place and say, don't use chicken, use goat. And they just go, yeah, I don't know. But so in recent times, I've just come to realize that it's just so not the same. And last night was one indication. Well, we were sitting around. I said, where do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, we can go hit another one of the same spots we've been. And it's fine. But I said, we haven't been in a long time. And I want it to be special. I want it to be really good. I want to really like it. So I said, okay, let me look at the phone. So I looked at the phone, found a few places, one in Vista, and two not far south of us, north of Poway, or about Poway, North Poway, or
Rancho
Bernardo, mm-hmm. Just off the 15. And I was like, okay, well, we could try those too. And one was called Harumama?
No.
Haruyama?
It was called Hakumaru.
That's what I said. And I said, okay, we'll try that. And I saw the pictures on the internet, and the place looked pretty, nice. Contemporary, had a bit of that dark wood, like from Japan. It looked like kind of, okay.
It had that clean
look.
Yeah.
Kind of intimate, had that brown color, so it kind of had that soft lighting and things. I was like, oh, that looks good.
Good decor.
Yeah.
So you thought, yeah.
So, okay, let's try that one.
Give it a whirl.
Because it was a little further north than the one we went to. The other one was further south and inland a little bit. So I heard the name, in going back, I heard the name of the spot we ended up at. And I said, that doesn't really speak to me like, say authenticity. It doesn't say Japan. It says, okay. But I was like, yeah, all right. Looked at the pictures. It looked okay. See, it looked real fine. But I said, the other one seemed a little more like what I'm thinking, the first one. And then I was just talking to a friend of mine, Costas' girl, and she was mentioning Matsu in Oceanside, the, what is it called? The omakase place.
Oh, the nice one, dark.
That I walked into to check it out. Mm-hmm. And they're very pricey, but omakase always is.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to go. Just not bad enough to pay, the high dollar, So I just kind of been putting it off. I do want to get there at some point, but not right now. Anyways, so it kind of had that same vibe to me when I looked at it. Mm. And I was like, okay. So we go in, and immediately it seemed different than what I was expecting, just right off the bat. And I'm one of those people that I don't expect people to bow and fall to their knees and thank me for coming to their restaurant. But there's something in the attitude of the people when you go to a place. And it depends on if they greet you warmly and seeming like they want you, they appreciate you being there, versus a place that's just next, what do you need? Well, oh yeah, right here, 5 minutes, we'll be back. It's a general attitude of a place. So we were fortunate enough to find a spot right at the bar, right in front of a chef. And we go up there, and I'm trying to open the door to a conversation with the chef because I want to start this collab. And I see a bunch of knives, a really nice collection of Japanese cutting knives on the wall there. They're displayed beautifully, and all the sheaths are there. They're on the wall. And this young guy in front of me is there making his food. There's 3 chefs behind the bar, and I was just gonna strike up a conversation, just trying to be friendly, see if we can, how this works. Well, I said, hey man, where do you get those knives? Da, 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 da. I know a place in LA, da, da, da. And he goes, yeah. And it was very, yeah, whatever, very abrupt. And I was like, okay, no problem. I mean, you don't want to talk. You're busy. Cool. So then I in order, when I go to a sushi bar, we go to a sushi bar, I'll go up in there and as a kind of like a peace offering or a friendship making moment in the past. If you have a rapport with the chef and how you build one, you offer him a shot of your sake. I have sake here. We'll have a shot, on me. And so I tried that with this guy. And the moment I said, could I get some glasses? I asked the waitress to come by and give me glasses so I could hand them a glass. And she comes to me. She goes, oh, not right now. They can't right now. And I was like, huh? I'm not offering them hard drugs. I'm offering them a sip of sake. I don't mean a gallon jug. I mean, an ounce or whatever, of sake, which I didn't think that was going to ruin people's lives. So, but
you're not going to make them so drunk that they can't function.
I thought they were going to fall over the way she was talking. So she looked at me and I said, well, and she says, let me check with the manager. So she goes to the manager, she comes back with glasses and kind of in a huff, like put them on the table and was like, here, take your glasses. It was like, it was a weird kind of moment. I was like, all right, I'm not feeling this place just from the mere interactions I'm getting. But I did order my sushi roll, the one roll that I typically order, which is a spicy tuna roll. And that's kind of the benchmark for, it sets the tone for me. It tells me, it's like going into a pizza parlor and, you order a cheese pie and you get that cheese pie. And from there, if it's good, if the dough's right and the cheese proportions, it's cooked properly, you just know immediately that whatever they do after that, if they add, gummy bears and sliced apples and a bag full of peanuts on it, it's probably going to taste good. So I ordered the spicy tuna roll. And it came out. It was pretty clean. Nothing to write home about, but it was pretty clean. And I was like, okay, it wasn't horrible, and it wasn't like off the chain, but it was there, and it was good. So okay, so we order a sake, and I kind of assume now we're just gonna, this is the place we're gonna stay. So we ordered our favorite sake. They had it, fortunately, and it was the Kikusui Junmai, the real nice little light blue bottle. Really delicious. It's not powerful stuff. It's just, tastes good with food. And then I proceeded to order my standard. I wanted just my standard beer. I don't need an IPA. I don't need I don't want that with my sushi. I want it to be clean burning, nice and crisp, cleans the palate, be really nice and delicious. Works well. Been doing it for years. That's what I wanted. So I just said, can I get I looked at their menu and I said, I saw her shirt and it said Asahi on it. And I was like, let me just get an Asahi. She goes, oh, sorry, sir. Our tap is down. Okay, no problem. I said, do you have Sapporo or do you have Kirin Ichiban, which are just very common Japanese beers. Every sushi bar I've ever been to has had one of the 3, Asahi, Kirin Ichiban, or Sapporo. So she says, oh, sir, sorry, we're out or we don't have those. And I'm like, you don't have Sapporo? No. Do you have Kirin? What? She was like, I've never heard of that before. Okay. So you don't have the 3 common beers, one of which is out of stock, and the other 2 you just don't carry. And I looked at the rest of the menu, and they had IPAs, and they had winter whites, and they had all these specialty beers that not only were going to be more expensive, but they were not going to be what my mind's imagining to go with my sushi. So I said, wait, hold up. You don't have one of 3 of the most common Japanese beers you can find in a sushi bar. You don't have any of them? And I said, what else? I mean, do you have something like that? And she was like, I don't know. I don't drink. Okay. So I'm confused. So I just said, okay, look, you know what? She says, do you want to try some sort of darker beer? Like, and I was like, that. And then the sushi chef chimes in and says, oh, sir, I heard you were looking for a beer. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, have you tried this one? And I said, yeah, but I think that one's like a porter, isn't it? It's real dark. And he goes, oh yeah, it's kind of like Guinness. I'm like, no, I don't think Guinness. I said, I looked at him. I said, come on, that's not right for sushi. I mean, am I wrong? And he goes, well, you're right. Like that. He kind of gave me that face. So I kind of was already kind of at my limit with kind of the way they do things there. So I just said, okay, give me the bill. Thank you. It's time for us to go. And my V looked at me like, what? And I said, yeah, come on, let's go. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am very, very, very glad that I did, because the next spot, I'm trying to think of what the name is here. Sorry. It's called Sushi. No, it's called, let's see, Cat. It was called, no, was it Sushi Cat?
The place.
Yeah, we went.
Gato.
Yeah, Sushi Gato? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I said, okay, it's just not far. Let's run over there after our little experience, and let's go and check this place out. And I want to tell you something. I got literally a 180-degree difference from the jump, from the door. It was 180 degrees different in everything they do. I mean, everything from, welcome, come sit down. Can I help you? What do you need? Every little thing. Can I get this? Absolutely. Can you get that? Absolutely. Can I get fresh wasabi? Sure. Do you want there was nothing. There was no resistance of any kind. It was like, we're so glad to have you. Sit down. What can we get for you? You want that? Absolutely. You want that? Absolutely. You want to try this? You want to try that? It's just a different thing. And I'm so glad that we went. And it was called Gato, Gato, Sushi Gato, which I don't know what Gato means over there, but
it doesn't. They were actually it's cat,
okay.
And that's why I think we thought, okay, we're going to go to this place where we thought it's going to be, have a bunch of, maybe Mexicans, maybe whatever, making the sushi. I don't know, or owned by some Mexican. Maybe we thought this will be interesting. Let's go.
Well, I just thought more like, okay, they're just pandering to the San Diego market.
Yeah, right.
They're just trying to make it. Oh, isn't it cute? Like that. And that's not what I'm looking for in a sushi bar. It may be fine, but I'll just say it like this: forget the name. The experience, just the customer service alone, how they make you feel when you're there. And I'm not talking about one person or two people or three. Everybody there was looking at you in the eye, and they would every time you turn your head, they're looking at you to see what you need. And there was this lady that kept passing me behind. She kept interacting with me. How's everything going? Real subtle, she didn't horn in. It wasn't like, what do you need? Or it wasn't anything weird. She would just make eye contact and see, how you doing? And then she'd walk past, and I'd say, and if I need something, I'd just stop her. Would you? And it was just, yeah. Oh, yes. Sure. You need that? Oh, no, we'll get some for you. That to me is so important. I mean, let's say the food's awful, which it isn't, but I'm saying that let's say the food were awful. It would probably be a feather in their cap to treat you like this. It was just a different thing. Okay. Then, I don't know what came over me when I was there. There was a couple. Was the couple at the first place or the second place? Second. There's a couple that were kind of, I don't say they were exactly like, but it was a big guy like myself and a slender lady like yourself sitting there on the bar just over from us. And for whatever reason, I could feel the eye contact. They were looking in my general direction because the lady at the other end is facing me and the man is facing her, looking away from me. But I could see and I'm not imagining this. It just seemed like when we came in, it was like, oh, someone like us, like kind of like, oh, like, hey, so I get over there and I ordered my sake, and this guy is ordering sake at the same time. And I just turned to him and I said, hey, excuse me, sir, what are you drinking? And he brought this nice little bottle of sake. And he says, you want to try some? And I loved that because that's how we used to do back at our old spots.
That's how you do now.
It's very infrequent anymore. that I get a chance to. But it is so nice that familial experience that you used to get at sushi bars, where you'd go in and you're there, 2 or 3 times, and the chef knows you, the other secondary chef knows you, the server and the person at the door knows you, and they're like, hey, and it's not like they know your name, but they've seen you. And they go, hey, how you been? Da, 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 da. And then they start asking you, oh, do you want that again? Do you want to try this? Do you want to try that? And this couple, they were open to kind of interacting. So I said, hey, you ever tried this? And he goes, oh, no. I said, well, try it. So I gave him a splash of the kikusui. It was just nice. And then they were asking us questions, and we were interacting a little bit. Had you been turned towards them, you might have interacted more. But anyways, it was just fun. Everything went well there.
And it's funny when we were there, because it's called Sushi Gato, there's this picture of a cat, big prominent picture of the cat
the far
at
end.
the very end.
Okay, and that was weird too. Yeah,
yeah, because we're like, it reminded us of a place we used to go to where they had this beautiful artwork of Felix the cat.
I know it sounds crazy, but in this place called Mizu 212 in Los Angeles,
it was Hot Pots.
Well, no, it was actually I think Hot Pot's a little different, because Hot Pot, they put a lot of stuff in it, like things in the broth.
Oh, well, shabu shabu.
Shabu shabu. I think they use a lot of times. You can have an option of water, which is what they use. Water with a bit of kombu, which is that seaweed to flavor the water. And you can, once you start adding all of your stuff, it really changes the flavor. You know what? I want to do a hot pot one day. We'll get some thinly sliced stuff and do a hot pot of our own. That'd be a good call. A lot of work, but
well. Anyway, yeah, that Mizu Tutu, that just reminded me that when we talked about it, you're like, oh my, look at the cat on the wall, and we're like, oh, it's like Felix the cat. It's not the same, but
I didn't even, when I saw the cat, I didn't even put the name at the time. I was just so, I was having a good time. I wasn't even paying attention to the Sushi Gato and the thing. What I loved about it though was that it kind of made me feel like, oh, okay. It reminded me of Mizu 212, and it was a really cool picture, because it was a large size painting, and it was like fire engine red was the background, and then they had prominently right in the middle was Felix the cat with his arms behind his back, and he had his head down doing his little walk. I don't know, I really liked the painting. I wish I had it, but yeah, man, it kind of said something to me when I saw that picture.
Yeah. So when you saw this one, same thing. As soon as I looked at it, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
Mizu.
Yeah, something. It was
just because it's a cat.
It felt comfortable. I don't know.
It felt comfortable. Yeah.
So the first place, it seemed like I just don't think they know what they're doing. And
no,
again,
I'm sure they have really good sushi, because I think that somebody ordered. You're like, oh, what's that?
I did see that.
Good.
I did see that.
It looked good, but
I just don't think they know about customer service, and it's one of those places that sometimes my mic's not working.
Yeah, something happened.
Hello.
Someone calling you?
No.
Oh,
No.
back now.
I'm back.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Because it's never happened before.
I don't know.
Anyways, what was I saying? I don't remember. Anyways, the first spot, it just seems like, they just don't get customer service. They don't get it.
I just don't, maybe they just don't know how to interact. And I feel like after COVID happened, there was, you weren't allowed to sit at a sushi bar when COVID happened. So, and everybody, when they started going back to, okay, it's about the sushi bar. Some of the sushi bars, like you said at the very beginning, they don't interact with you. They tell you, here, order your sushi, put your sushi order in with the waitress.
Okay.
And that goes to the chefs, which to me, I'm like, well, that's just weird.
Well, what's sad about, what's weird about that interaction is like it was last night. A young server. How can you expect someone to know the subtle nuances or things? Granted, they're the front line. They're dealing with the customer, but when you're talking to the chef, that chef can read and listen to your words to determine what it is that you're expecting. When you talk to the server, who just all they know is, well, I'm saying I'm not all of them, but the ones that I've experienced, they don't know much about the food. They just repeat what they've been told. Mm-hmm. In fact, I don't know how much of them get a chance to eat that much of it. You know what I mean? Like, do you think they're then back just going to get whatever they want? I don't think so. So I don't even know if they have the familiarity with the menu that the chefs would. The chefs make it. They know.
They don't.
They assemble it. They're doing a creation. I don't want to talk to the waitress about sushi when I'm ordering sushi. When the sushi chef is 2 feet from me, I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
And I think it's a shame. Because I think a lot of places in San Diego, they seem to run like that. And that's why we have trouble.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know about a lot, but at least a couple. And that's why it's like lately we're like, whatever. So we found a couple places in Escondido and San Marcos that are okay, but they're just okay. They're not anything special.
And some of them have a thing that I like. One thing that is really great. Mm-hmm. But then the rest of it, look, the reason why I left that one place to go to the other place, and I'm so glad we did, because I was going to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And if we're going to spend a bunch of money, we want to have a good time. And it's not just about the food. So the food could have been great on either one, but it's not just about the food.
Right.
It's about the whole thing, the whole experience. Mm-hmm. The location looks good. The people are nice. They're attentive to your needs. The food's delicious. You get what you want. Mm-hmm. Right? You want your brand of drink. You want your beer there. You want them to have fresh wasabi. You want them to have togarashi, the chili powder.
You want them to interact with you and suggest stuff, which is exactly what we got at Sushi Gato. The chef, because I'm like, please just ask me what I want. And he did. And as soon as he did, I'm like, listen, give me what's fresh. Tell me what you recommend. And he didn't actually ask, what do you like? He says, well, we've got this and this. I said, oh yes, I love it. I love scallops. I love, the amberjack. I love the striped, I all the stuff. He's like, yeah, we've got all this stuff. I'm like, okay, perfect. I could go surprise us.
Bring it. So, okay. So let's get to this because in the pantheon of sushi rolls and spicy tuna rolls specifically, because I do use it as a benchmark. I do use the spicy tuna roll as whether I should stay or go. I do believe in it. And it has worked for me. And the first roll at Haku
Maru.
Yes. The roll was, it was good.
It was good.
It was good. It was clean. The fish was clean. Not much to it. They didn't really do a lot with the fish itself. Very clean. But they did something different at Sushi Gato. They did some stuff to that fish that okay. It's hard to say it's the best that I've had because it isn't. But the thing about it is, it was very signature. It stood out to me. That they were doing something that I'm unfamiliar with, and the thing about I did like it. Was it my favorite of all time? No, but it was done in such a way that it made me feel like it was very special, and that's why I need to go back again. Okay.
Yeah, because honestly, and initially you and I were like, is this really excellent, or are we just so starved for sushi that we're,
we haven't been in months or weeks, long weeks. We could have just been completely overtaken by the fact that we were in a sushi bar. That was first and foremost. We knew that we were going to drink sake and beer, that's great. I mean, in and of itself. We knew that there was going to be lots of soy sauce and ginger and chili there. I mean, you're off on the right foot. And then when I did ask for the togarashi, which is that red chili powder, which I love, the chef said, "Oh, I don't know. Let me see." And then he came back with 3 or 4 different options, and they were all delicious. They were all good. There was a kind of a paste that tasted a little bit like. What's that? The Korean paste?
The radish.
What,
is that what you're talking about? Like
it tasted like it was daikon.
The daikon mixed with like some sort of spicy.
Yeah. Which it almost tasted a little fermented, a lot like kimchi. Yes, a little bit like kimchi. It was good. The other they had I don't remember the other names of the chili. We were just having so much fun. I wasn't taking pictures. I wasn't.
That was the thing. I was like, we didn't take any pictures, so we're gonna have to go back.
We're gonna have to just pour us.
Yeah,
we're gonna figure
darn.
it out. Pour, God dang it, darn it, it was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so we got through the spicy tuna roll, and you ordered a couple of other sushi.
And I ordered, I had him bring me whatever he wanted to bring me, which was some of the specials that they had.
Yeah,
which is what I love. And one of the things that was what they do serve is ankimo, which I never get ankimo.
Give me your take on it.
I never get ankimo except for these days. It's very rare to get it. And so he ordered it here. Now, I will be honest.
Yes.
The ankimo itself, the actual
liver
was good.
Yeah.
It was really good, creamy, delicious.
Yeah.
The sauce, not as
Could have
good.
left it off.
It was just a little too sweet.
Yes.
It was a little too sweet.
Yes, I agree. I remember that. Yep.
So, you know, I just put soy sauce, mixed it with a little soy sauce, and it was delicious.
Okay.
Yeah. But the ankimo itself
was good.
Yes, which is monkfish liver,
Yeah.
the pate. Fantastic. Loved it.
Okay.
So happy. And again, I'm like, am I thrilled to death because I haven't had this in so long?
No. I do believe that, yes, there was a lot of good things going in your order. The ball was rolling in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not good, you're going to stop the truck and get off. Yeah.
And then the other thing that I got, which I'm not usually lucky enough to get this, and wasn't the same. I love live scallops. And we used to get that as one of my appetizers when I would go to, Queso in LA.
Yeah.
So nobody does that. Nobody has that and haven't found it ever. But they had scallop as one of the specials for the night.
Yeah.
And so I said, yes, give me the scallops, please.
Okay.
And so he gave it to you. And I'm like, okay, my 2 pieces.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, I want you to try it. I just gave it to you. I don't think I even told you what it was. I said, here.
Yeah.
And no soy sauce, just eat it. And immediately, I saw your eyes roll back in your head and you're like, oh, it's on.
There's just, look, I do a weird thing whenever I eat something that is just undeniable. When it's undeniable, I stop the world, I close my eyes, I close my ears, and I just take in all of the goodness of it. And there was about 3 or 4 times last night as it happened. Mm-hmm. And when I put that fresh scallop in my mouth, it was life changing, man.
It was so good.
It really did say a lot about the place.
It did for me. It did. The ankimo right off. I was like, oh my god, this could be good.
Yeah.
And then the scallop, I'm like, oh my god, this is like reminiscent of being in queso. I got 2 of my things.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've told this before. I don't care for scallops.
I know.
Everybody loves them. I don't really like them.
Oh, I don't know about everybody likes it.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I think a lot of people like scallops. Pan-seared scallops and this and that.
True. This is a little different though. Like when you do
but scallops in general.
Scallop.
I just don't like the texture ordinarily of a scallop. Because
but if it's super fresh and live, it's fantastic.
No, it was. Yeah. It was. But what I'm simply saying to you is that if someone, like, we have a friend that doesn't like cheese. Just don't eat cheese. And I just whenever I eat a scallop, you're raging on about how it's a 10 or an 11.
Or it's a 0.
Oh, yeah. And I'll look at you and go, it's a 4. And you're like, what? Mm-hmm. This is one of the best. I'm like, yeah, it's good. It tastes good. It tastes fresh and all that. But it's like.
Just not your thing.
No. A fresh piece of turd is still a piece of turd. You know what I mean? I don't need to, whether it's fresh or not, it's just still a turd.
Oh, Lord.
So anyways, so that scallop really, I sat there and had my eyes closed and was just chewing through every delicious little morsel of that scallop sushi. It was just incredible. Mm-hmm. And I just said, okay, and let's say this way. I know you said to me, okay, we're going to come back. We may have found our new place. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, maybe you're right. Because
I have to go back anyway, because like I said, I was like, I'm going to hope that this is always going to be the case. And it wasn't just my what's the right word? My hankering for sushi because I hadn't had it in so long.
Right.
So we're gonna go back just because I have to test that. But it sure
delivered, boy.
Delivered last night.
It sure delivered. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. It was pricey for us because I was buying sake. I bought a couple of bottles of sake and a beer, and I ended up giving a lot of sake away. But I think it's moderately expensive. I don't think it's
it's the same as anywhere else.
I don't think it's any more or less expensive than any other sushi bar.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could say, oh, well, this one's 24, it's 22 over here. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it's in line with everything that I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, great. Just a great time. Perfect. Everything I wanted for last night. It was everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're definitely going back. And
for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to give out the address and all that?
Oh, I certainly can.
Yeah, give out the address.
Let's see. Sushi Gato address. Here we go. 11608 Carmel Mountain Road.
And it's in
San Diego
strip mall. Amongst
it's in where there's a bunch of things.
A bunch of stuff.
A lot of stuff. It's
Yeah.
like near where the Costco
What do they
is
call
behind
those?
that.
What do they call those now? Then it's not a strip mall. It's not a real mall. Shopping mall.
It's a shopping.
Okay.
It's like a plaza.
A plaza. There you go. Sorry.
Shopping plaza.
Should have known.
I don't know if it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling it.
Well, the people were so nice, and look, there's no reason for them. I wasn't wearing a Grub Enthusiast T-shirt. I wasn't saying I do a podcast.
No.
I was just saying it was a normal guy.
Yeah.
And they were just so nice.
And the people, like you said, next to us, they're like, "Oh, have you been here before?" Like, nope. No. And they said they love it, and this is where, they go, and this totally recommended. Apparently, the sushi chef was from some other one,
right? Sushi
I don't know where.
Sushi Ken?
No, I don't think so. From other, I don't know. But either way,
I don't know what people need. I don't. I've lost my ability to determine what they need in San Diego. I know in LA, people like what I like, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But here, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know what people need. Maybe they don't need anybody being nice to them. Maybe they don't.
Not. Maybe they don't want to interact with their chefs. Maybe
it's not
I don't
valued.
know. But for us,
valued.
it's important.
It's absolutely important for me because I definitely want like the thing about it is for me is that, like I said before, when you go to any other restaurant kind of dining experience, once you order it, it's gone, and you don't know. Like you can't talk to the chef and say, "Hey, chef, what were you thinking about putting lavender and coffee grounds on this steak? Mm-hmm. Why would you? What does that do?" And when you talk to one of these guys, a sushi chef, because they're right there, they're in charge. They're going to make the food. They can tell you, "Oh, well, we put the lemon here, and it's this and that." Or we put,
this particular kind of salt, or this particular kind of chili. This,
and then last
Hazel
night
used to do that.
Yeah, and then when they give you the sushi, it's a little bit warm, like their hand.
Yes.
Like last night, perfect temperature.
I know,
and it was warm, and
I didn't mention it to you, and I think I was just so happy.
Yeah,
it didn't even occur to me, but yes. The temperature of the rice wasn't ice cold. Like, I mean, we've been to Glass Box down in San Diego, which has been good. But the one thing that's bothered me is that temperature of that rice. So. And
the quality. You know what I mean? No.
Well, it's not consistent. The quality was great.
Look,
but
we've been to Glass Box a couple, 3 times, and in those, one of them was just off the chain.
Yes.
It was the one guy. It was the one guy. Yeah. And it was the one guy, and it nailed it.
Yeah.
And then every time since, it's just been,
it's not the same.
And it's very pricey. It's not, they're not giving that away. It's pricey.
But we went and we got a lunch special.
Well, that's why,
really good.
That's why we go at lunch.
Yeah.
But if you go at nighttime, that's double the price at night.
That's probably true.
So, I think consistency is important. I think attitude of the staff, like these people here, there was not a person in that restaurant that wasn't available to our needs. Like if we needed something, somebody came by, "Hey, would you mind?" No problem. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I would have gotten the same kind of thing if I was at the other spot. They would have been like, "Oh, sir, we'll call your server for you," or "Hey, we'll let your server know that what you need." It's not like, "Oh, I'll take care of that," or "What do you need?" or "Let's get that done." It's like, "Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll let them know. We'll see, sir."
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a different mentality, and I think it's that mentality is for me a make or break. I
Yeah.
don't care how good your food is.
Yeah.
I don't. If your food is Michelin star, blah blah blah, but you suck as a service or the mentality of the people, the attitude. It starts at the top. Whoever's running it at Sushi Gato, they've made it clear to the staff.
Treat your customers well.
Take care of mom and daddy because they pay the light bill.
Everybody was very, very nice.
Yeah, it was so good. So if you are, I don't care if you're in North County, if you're in San Diego, I don't care where you are. If you want a sushi experience that is, I'm talking about the whole thing, not just the food. You may have been to Jiro's sushi spot in Osaka, and he may make better sushi. But you know what? We're not there. We're here. And if you want something that is complete as a whole, this is your spot. This is a spot that you need to try. So you might even see us there. If you do, say hello. We'll be at the bar. So anyways, thanks for listening. We haven't done a show in a while. We know if you are a listener and you listen to a lot of there are people out there who listen to all of our shows. I don't know why, but there'll be times when they'll download. There'll be somebody in who knows, back east somewhere in Washington or North Carolina, and they download 200 shows in a day. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And go to our social media and YouTube. We're trying to build that channel. You know what? I'm also thinking about doing one other thing that I have been thinking about what to do. Maybe I want to give away a cookbook. So I'm thinking about doing a giveaway, and obviously you have to subscribe, like, and follow, and comment now. If you do that, I'm gonna figure out a way to. They have these things online where you can pay a service, and they go through your comments, and they pick at random. Supposedly, they pick one of your comments, and then you can determine who you're gonna send it to. So we're gonna figure something out soon. I have a book in mind already that I want to send out. I think people will like it. So, anyways, thanks so much for listening. If you like what you hear, go to our social medias and punch all those buttons, and we really appreciate it. Be nice to each other. And we hope to talk to you soon. And hey, look, if you know of places that we need to visit and you think we'd like, please send us a message on grubthusiast.com or any social media. We're Grubthusiast everywhere. All right. Be nice to each other. We will talk to you soon.